Hey guys, I'm trying something new here. I'm actually holding my tablet with my hands, so it's a little bit shaky, and I'm not used to knowing where the camera pinhole is, so I'm trying to stare at that. But I'm trying out a new thing called it's not a new thing, that's just a shout out. I haven't done one before, but I wanted to give a shout out to a new channel. At least I believe he's fairly new. He's got a couple videos posted. I'll post a picture at the same time I'm talking about his channel. It is Fidget _spinner _UK. So that's a mouthful to try to spell. So like I said, I'm going to put a screenshot of his channel on there. So if you get a chance, hop on over to his channel, check out his videos, and just tell him that Frankensleeve sent you, and let him know that you appreciate his channel and show him some love. Now, on with the review. Hey guys, coming at you with the fourth of 4 SNP Gears fidget spinner reviews. This is the fourth and final review for the 4 different spinners they sent me. And this one, I know is going to be the brass one because I did cheat and look at the label before I started. So this one is the brass version. On here it has circles, so it's going to have the round concentric circles on the lobes, and hopefully this one will be as nice and will spin just as nice as the rest. And just like the rest of the packages, they all come sealed up in shrink wrap so that they're protected from any type of water or liquids that might get into the boxes, the shipping boxes, during transport. So it's nice to see that they spent the money to take that little extra step, because it doesn't cost much of anything, if anything at all, really, when you're producing these things by the thousand or tens of thousands to shrink wrap them. But a lot of businesses do count every single penny, and sometimes those pennies add up to quite a bit. I remember years and years ago, this was like 25 years ago, one of the airline companies used to serve olives in their salads. Back when they used to serve a real food on the airplanes, they would serve you a salad, and it came with olives, like 5 or 7 olives in the salad. And one day some executive got the idea, let's count up how many olives on average we put in every salad. They found out they had 7, and they decided, well, what happens if we cut back to 3 or 4? And they figured out they could save several $100,000 a year by reducing the number of olives they put in every single salad. So they had to, those poor cooks and stewardesses had to count every single olive they put into a salad, but it did save the corporation hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. So those, what seems like a penny or two for just 1 or 2 items, you know, if you're only buying 1 or 2 of these or making only 1 or 2, it seems like nothing. But when you start adding it up across tens of thousands or even millions of a product, then it does start adding up to some real money. So yeah, the box is the same as the other ones. It's still a very nice box. Because I know that not everybody's going to see all 4 videos, so kind of have to say the same things in every video, if I can remember to say the same things. But it is a very well designed box. I like the feel of it. It's got a very smooth texture. The graphics are very nice on it. They did spend some time and effort in making these, as opposed to these plain white spinner boxes, or packages that a lot of spinners come in that you can see at the stores. They're just white with these little checkerboard, gray and white checkerboards at the bottom, and they aren't custom. They're you'll see them across the board in all kinds of different locations, and they're different manufacturers, different names on the packages, but they're all basically the same box because they didn't want to spend any money having a custom logo put on it and custom colors. I like a black box myself. So here we go. Look how pretty that is. That golden brass color. Now it's not doesn't seem like it's as reflective as the copper version, because I can't see my camera too well in the center part right there, but that may be because it just needs polishing up a bit. It might have a little bit of dust on it. Don't know for certain, but let me pop it out of there. And once again, they really form-fitted these spinners to the case very, very well. So you can see in there, it's got a nice deep foam insert to protect the spinner in transport, and it also makes a very nice display for your spinner. You can kind of tilt it up, sit it on your desk and look at it, show it off. Or sometimes I'll turn mine sideways like this and stand it up. Now it doesn't work too well when I'm holding it in my hand, but when it's on a desk like that, and of course you can't see how nice it looks from this height, the camera's so high away from it, but it does make it really stand out, and it's got a really, really beautiful gold color to it. So even though it says brass, it does look like gold. So they did a really good job on the finish on these. Once again, you can see the smoothness. There's no hot spots on here. Everything is rounded over. Feels really smooth and silky. And this one is extremely, extremely quiet. I mean, I can barely hear it. I'm sure you can hear that too if I got it right up against the camera. I don't want to bang the camera again. But it's very extreme. It's really, really tough for me to hear it. But I have to sit quietly to hear it. But look, it's got the really beautiful gold strobe effect. It's got a double smiley face going on right there. Let's see what it looks like when the light hits it from another angle. How about from the back side? Whoop. Let me spin it again because I did tip it with my finger. And there's the top view. See how the light hits that sucker? That's nice. This one does feel like it's going to spin for a while. I don't feel any kind of a drag really. I do feel a little bit of feedback. I mean, I can feel the bearings in there kind of tapping around just a tiny bit. And look at the way it's got a 3D effect with the smiley face there. The way when the light goes across it like that, you can see it going from the top edge to the bottom edge, and it looks like you got a 3D smiley face going on. So let me pull the cap off. This one should have R188 bearings just like the other two, or the other three, and a bearing cap that can be unscrewed. Yep, so it does have a bearing cap that can be unscrewed. There are little bearings in there, and it does have a bearing guide in there to keep them separated. So the bearing guide does make it a little bit less clicky. If it did not have the guide in there, the bearings could float free, and they would actually tap against each other and make it more clicky, but it would spin longer. From what I've been researching, that they say that if the bearings are free floating in there, it will spin a little bit longer, but the trade-off is it is noisier and has more tactile feedback. So you can always swap this out by unscrewing this little cap right here, swap it out for your favorite bearings. And I would not be surprised in the future if these guys, who seem like they're on the cutting edge, will start offering multiple bearings inside the package, just automatically. It'll just come with it. So you can customize or semi-customize your spinner to your spinning preferences, the way you like it to feel. So wanted to mention the caps again. The caps are the same as the other three spinners. They're kind of a deep dish cap. It really does sit very well and cups your index finger when you set it on there. It just wants to sit right there on it and balance. Let's see it does. You can see it tilting a little bit. That's my finger tilting, but this thing does not wobble. It's very well balanced. And once again, this is the kind of spinner that you'd want to toss from hand to hand, because the caps are a little bit small for that. You'd want a little bit bigger caps. Unless you're standing on carpet, I would stand on, if you wanted to use this for that kind of thing, for playing toss across or spinner tricks, stand on the carpet and do that first. Don't stand on concrete. You really don't want to mess up the finish on this, because you're going to, have some drops when you're first learning a new trick. And let's see how much it wobbles. Got a little tiny bit of wobble there, but just like the other ones, once it's spinning, you don't feel that wobble at all. What you will feel, though, is a little bit of the bearings racing around in there and tapping on the walls of the bearing housing. So Can't really tell the weight on this one compared to the other ones. I have to weigh it out. But it does not feel as heavy as the copper one for some reason. But that may just be me. I was wrong before on the last video about the weight, so let's see. Let's show them what they won, Johnny. 3.15. So it is, what, 0.35 ounces less than the copper version. So this one falls right in with the two silver versions. I believe the very first one was the silver with concentric circles, and it came in at right at 3.05, 3.15. So this one falls in right with the first and second silver versions that I had reviewed earlier in videos 1 and 2. And so I actually walked away and forgot my phone. I can hear it in the other room updating my emails. So I'm going to pause this right quick, walk in there and get my phone so I can turn the timer on and do the spin test. Alrighty, I am back. Let's see if I can get this set up again and get the rock. My rock is actually a piece of petrified wood. I think it looks pretty cool. Wish I had more of it. Heavy as crap though. Surprisingly, ow, that's loud. Surprisingly heavy. But it does look kind of cool. So let's see if I can't get the timer set up there. Get that. And get zoomed in a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty decent. And before I do the timing, I would like to do the flick test. I forgot to do that in the last video. I'm trying to get in the habit of doing all the same tests in every video so that everything will be consistent. So just like the other 3 spinners, it's got a nice groove right there for your finger to fit into it. But when you do flick it, your finger does kind of slide off right there. So if these lobes were a little bit bigger, you would get I would get a more satisfying flick. And I feel like I could spin it faster, so it would spin longer. But it is still a very nice spinner. If you're the kind of person who likes to just kind of fidget back and forth, this thing is going to spin for, several minutes with a single flick of the finger. But it's also kind of cool just to fidget back and forth with it. I mean, you might even use this for a worry stone, but I think it's kind of fun. So let me get the old phone going here. And kind of line that up. I'm kind of OCD about wanting to get the cap lined up with the numbers. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but that's what I like. So
choose your destiny. Flawless victory. Choose your destiny. Flawless victory. Fight! Finish him!
I missed the stopwatch there by a fraction of a second, but I'd easily call that 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Really nice time for this spinner. But one of the things I was thinking about was, you know, really how often are you going to make it? You're going to sit there and watch it spin for 4, 5, 6 minutes. It's like having a Ferrari or a Corvette or any sports car, you know, or any like having an iPhone, anything else. It's like you want the bragging rights to say, yeah, this will do 10 minutes, this will do 15 minutes, this will do a quarter mile in, you know, 9 seconds. How often do you really ever do a quarter mile in 9 seconds? How many times do you think you're actually going to sit there and watch this spin for 4.5, 5 minutes? So really, I'm getting to the point now where I'm leaning more towards the way the spinner feels, the way it looks in the light, the weight of it, and even as a kind of a fashion accessory. I mean, you kind of want your spinner now, since there are so many different versions, shapes, colors, and sizes, to coordinate with your shirt, maybe even your shoes. I saw a couple of guys at the flea market asking me about purple spinners because they wanted them to match their shoes. It's like, wow, I never thought about that. I'm not a fashion accessory kind of guy. You can look, I don't wear jewelry, I don't wear watches, never have. Just never has appealed to me, but I can see how some people do like that. They like to have their outfits coordinated. So if you're a fan of gold and you wear, you know, gold jewelry, gold watches, gold bracelets, gold necklaces, this might fit in really nicely. It might coordinate. These circles may fit in with a pattern on one of your necklaces, or a gold symbol on your shoes. So yeah, if you get a chance, check out these spinners. Very nice spinners. I like them a lot. There are no hot spots that I can feel on the edges here, so it's not going to rub a red spot on your finger from long-term use of the spinner. It just feels really nice in your hand. What more does it say? I like it a lot. It does feel nice. If you like a heavy spinner, or a heavier spinner, you know, 3 ounces, compared to 2.5 or 2.75 for plastic spinners, and some of the smaller stainless steel or metal spinners. The only thing really that you can go with that's lighter in metal is probably an alloy like zinc or an aluminum made spinner. Those things are ultra lightweight, but then you trade off the spin time, because the weight in the outer lobes here is what makes the spinner spin for a long time, and having the right combination of weight and bearings in the center is the critical component. So the lighter the spinner is, most likely it's going to spin for a less amount of time, but it also is based on what kind of bearings are in the center. But I'd be willing to bet you're going to have a hard time getting a 5 or 6 minute spin time out of any aluminum spinner. But it's possible. I could be wrong. I would love to find one if it did that. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this up for now, and hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, thumb it up. If you don't like it, thumb it down. Like they all say, you know, subscribe, leave me a comment. I'm always after constructive criticism. And yeah, that wraps it up for now. Talk to you later.